Hello Capricorn, welcome or welcome back. It's good to see you. This is a timeless collective reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. Okay, I've been sitting with your energy for a few minutes and I have your oracle cards pulled. There is a very clear, direct message coming through, and I keep on hearing Spirit say, keep it simple, keep it digestible. So let's dive right in. When I first connected with your energy, I felt this wall of silence or stillness, maybe even a little bit of detachment. But then when I went deeper, I felt a sense of compression in my chest and my gut. And what it feels like is there's some kind of pressure that you are ready to release. There's some kind of pressure that you're ready to take off of yourself. You are at the boiling point, I feel, with this internalized pressure. And I'm seeing a kettle at the boiling point. So there's steam, flying out of it, and it's making that high-pitched squealing sound. And I'm hearing release the valve, or like open the release valve to let the pressure out. So you may be vacillating between this compression or sense of bearing down and then feeling really restless and jittery or frustrated, right? It's like compression, restless, compression, restless. That restlessness is the result of the compression, right? And it just feels like you're done. You don't want to swing through this cycle of emotions anymore. Okay, you are ready to take the pressure off. I went ahead and pulled your oracle cards, like I said, and the very first one that came out was Shadow. So there is a part of you that is being suppressed, and that suppression literally is the compression that I was feeling, that I am feeling. Okay, so Spirit is inviting you to do a little bit of shadow work. Now, the next card that came out was Magic. This part of you is a core component of the essence of who you are. It is intimately linked to your magic and your power, your personal power. So as long as it is suppressed, things just won't feel quite right. Something will just always feel off or wrong. Maybe you can put your finger on it, maybe you can't. It's just this feeling of like not being totally settled in your own body, right? When I tune into this part of you through the card, I just feel like it's screaming out for attention. It has something very, very important to say. It has wisdom to share. It feels very, very powerful and empowered. So I would ask you at this point, just intuitively tuning in, what part of yourself do you feel afraid to embody or express? What part of yourself do you feel like you need to hide or keep under wraps? Maybe it's a part of you that you judge, or it could be a part of you you're afraid other people will judge. These are just some questions to start dipping your toes into what it might be for you, okay? But again, it's like a key part of who you are and why you're here and your purpose and what makes you so very special. So it's time. You're right on the edge. I can feel you're on the edge, and you're sick enough of feeling this internalized pressure that you're actually ready to take the leap and integrate this part. Hopefully that makes sense. On the other side of this integration is good fortune. This is incredible positive energy. Integrating any part of yourself, any shadow, right? That leads to greater wholeness within yourself, greater awareness, higher consciousness, more love. more alignment with what you really want. All parts of us have wisdom to share and hold key parts of our personal truth. You also might be feeling very tired, maybe worn out, burnt out. I'm just hearing over it, over it. It actually requires a lot of energy to suppress parts of ourselves. So when you stop doing that and you integrate it, you have this rush of energy back. And so all of these positive internal changes will, of course, be mirrored back to you externally. The universe will start bringing incredible positive changes your way on the other side of this integration, okay? And underlying everything at the bottom of the deck is relief. This is what's trying to come through. This is what you're ready for. It's right there under the surface, okay? So, and underneath of relief is growth. This is a huge growth opportunity. Okay, so ultimately, again, this is shadow work. This is your own inner work journey that only you can do. But let's move into tarot now and see if we can get any more specifics. I am hearing Spirit say, like, keep it simple and digestible. I think I said that before, I can't remember. That's not only a message for me relative to how to deliver this reading, it's also a message for you, I feel. Keeping things really, really simple right now is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, and that probably extends into your shadow work. Keeping your shadow work simple is really powerful. Okay? All right, so let's clarify this shadow card. Tell me more, okay, about this shadow aspect. Knight of Swords. Yep. This is not only a part of you that holds, I'm hearing, deep wells of personal truth, it's also a part of you that is not afraid to speak up. It's not afraid to speak up or speak out. This part of you stands firmly in its truth, maybe even in the face of people who disagree. So maybe this is a part of you that in the past got you in trouble. It's the part of you that just says what's on its mind. It says things the way it sees it. It's very honest, very direct, okay? I'm hearing it does not waver. It does not waver in the face of conflict or disagreement. I'm hearing it say to me now, truth is more important than, okay, well, I'm hearing coherence, but what that really means to me is like, it's the energy of compliance, or like not causing waves. It would rather cause waves and be honest, right? So it makes sense that this would be a part of you. You kind of quiet down, right? Oh, wow. Judgment. The integration of this part of you will lead you to have epiphanies about what you want to be doing. I feel like this goes hand in hand with the Good Fortune card. There's an opening here that wants to happen. An opening in consciousness or opening in perspective that can only happen through the weaving of this part into your being again. It's almost like this part of you is calling you to more. Strength. What are you afraid will happen if you embody this part of you? If you speak your truth the way you see it, the way you feel it, it just is what it is. This is how I feel. I'm not going to distort it to make you, other people, more comfortable. I am who I am. This is the way I see it. Like, the fear that flares up when you think about doing that, that is being symbolized through this Strength card. And so the Strength card can indicate either you pulling your fear closer or pushing it away. And in this case, I feel like it's you bringing your fear closer. This is an invitation for you to deeply understand a fear of conflict or judgment, and like just how much that fear dictates your life. So I've said it in so many other readings, I'll say it forever. Life is not about getting rid of fear. It's about learning to walk with fear, right? This is you walking with your fear. In that moment where you could speak your truth or stifle it, you're going to have to be willing to feel the fear and do it anyway. It's like practice. Practice, practice, practice. Makes perfect. Not really, but you know what I mean. So what message does this shadow aspect have for Capricorn? That's too many. What exactly does this shadow aspect want Capricorn to know or do? What does this shadow aspect want Capricorn to know or do? I'm hearing be free. Be free. It is saying you, Capricorn, are afraid of me because I represent the freedom you don't give to yourself. This part of you is very wise, very direct. I really like it. You've got at least one person who really likes it. And it's not about being like harsh or brash, is that a word? Or rude, or not having a filter, not caring about other people. You know, it's not that extreme kind of a thing. It's just the part of you that really, I'm hearing reveres and honors its own truth. Here we go. The Devil, literally the card that represents shadow. I'm hearing it say, I've been caged for too long. You can't cage me without caging yourself. You may feel like you're avoiding the discomfort of conflict with other people or judgment, etc. But that way of being is a cage. It's a cage. You're not really living. Eight of Swords. You're trapped within yourself. You are the cage within which you live when you suppress your truth, right? This is kind of, Eight of Swords is also looping in the same patterns over and over again. If this thought patterns, if this part of you has been suppressed for years, which I imagine it probably has been, probably since childhood. I mean, it's very likely that often happens, right? You may feel kind of like you're replaying the same painful patterns over and over and over again in some way, where you could like stifle your truth and then slowly build in resentment over time, or you get to the boiling point with something, you get to the breaking point, and you speak your truth, but it comes out so harshly that it just causes a breakdown in a relationship, right? It's like these extremes could be manifesting. You might feel like you're in a pattern of those extremes. Okay, it's just all a symptom of suppression. It's all suppression, right? Two of Cups. I'm hearing heart healing. This part of you, it doesn't want you to be afraid of it anymore. That's why it's been suppressed. Going back to the Strength card. You're afraid it's going to get you in trouble or something like that. Something like that, right? But it wants to make peace with you. Connect heart to heart. Okay? It wants to have a conversation with you. A really deep, intimate conversation that includes your fear. So channel this part of you. There's so many ways to do that. I always recommend journaling. You could write at the top of your journal page, or you could say this out loud to yourself, but let's just assume you're going to journal. At the top of the page, I would write something like, I'm afraid to speak my truth because. I don't speak my truth because. Or, bad things happen when I speak my truth because. You could also do something like, I'm fed up of not speaking my truth because. And then just stream of consciousness, right? No filter, nobody else has to see this, just let it all out. Let it all out. That's one way to start to have a conversation with this part of you, okay? Let's see. Anything else? I feel like I want to clarify the good fortune card, and then we'll go into a journal prompt, speaking of journaling. Clarify the good fortune card. I'm seeing the color blue. Yeah, it's like this will heal and open your throat chakra. Your one clear note of truth. Blueberries might be helpful. If you can eat blueberries, that might be helpful. Or just wearing the color blue, incorporating the color blue into your life. Oh, the Emperor. Wow. This is incredible authority. Pure authority from the inside out. You being the leader of your own life. You not taking BS from anybody. You feeling at home. And I'm hearing like solid and secure in your own skin. It's a real sense of control, but not false control. The control you have naturally that comes when you don't resist yourself. Wow. Temperance. Healing. And 10 of Wands. Yeah. This has been a burden. Suppressing this part is it's just a burden. And you're so ready. I mean, all 10s in tarot are, indicative of being at the end of a cycle. Like I said, you're fed up with this. You're fed up with this pattern. You're fed up of that compression and suppression feeling within yourself. You're so ready to choose your own internal sense of freedom over compliance or making sure everybody likes you, right? Something like that. It just feels like a whole new life, really. A whole new life is on the other side of this integration. Oh my gosh, we've got the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Supreme self-love. Okay, let's get a journal prompt for you for my journal prompt deck, and then we'll get a closing message. Journal prompt for Capricorn, Spirit. Oh, that's way too many. Just one, please. Okay, number 14, which reduces to the number 5, which is all about disruption of patterns, like breaking down. Okay, now I'm seeing breaking down of the jail bars, the metaphorical jail bars within you, the cage you've put this part of you in. Breaking the jail bars, breaking the patterns. So the question is, can you reconcile fate with free will? Essentially, is it possible for fate and free will to coexist? Or is it only one or the other? There's something here about free will. You being able to, interesting. You acting from your free will and power, ironically, aligns you with your fate, your higher purpose. The Judgment card. Again, You have to act from free will in order to align with your, let's say, the fate that is for your highest good. Hopefully that makes sense. Are you really acting from free will if this part of you isn't integrated? Maybe not. Answer that question for yourself, see where it takes you. All right, closing message from a compendium of witches oracle. There it is. Okay, number 56, cauldron. Ooh. Something is brewing. Feels like, yeah, well, this is like that boiling point. I mean, look, it's just like the kettle. Steam is being released. It's something's boiling over. Let's see what the guidebook says. I don't know that I've ever pulled this card before. Okay. Cauldron. New ideas, transmutation, and creation. Cauldrons have long been associated with the practice of witchcraft in the Western tradition. One of the most famous examples is perhaps the cauldron of poetic inspiration used by the Celtic goddess Ceridwen to brew a potion capable of granting wisdom and knowledge. Creation doesn't happen in a sterile environment, and new ideas are often the result of many concepts and perspectives coming together, being stirred and brewed in the dark depths of the subconscious mind before emerging as something new. Bringing this part of you home to yourself, making space for this part of you again, it doesn't mean it's going to obliterate every other part of you. It's just one part of you, but it needs to be heard just as much as every other part, right? So there's nothing to be afraid of here. And in fact, I think once you start digging deeper and you really understand what this part of you is all about and what it stands for, I just, again, I'm hearing it's like something will open. You'll understand yourself in a new way. New ideas may come to you. You may realize you want to create something new, something you've never tapped into before. There's so much potential brewing, good fortune brewing on the other side of giving this part of you a big hug and just saying, I'm never going to push you away again. Okay. All right. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking, Capricorn. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. As always, I'll be putting that journal prompt in the description box along with several others, so be sure to check them out. They'll just help you to process everything and take your inner work a little bit deeper. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.